All praises to the Almighty, sublime, most magical one, the creator of all things and the master of the day of judgment that we are in right now. Hallelujah. And to our most beautiful mother, we adore you. You're so beautiful, mother. We ask you for wisdom with this magical news. Shalom, everyone. If you're new to my station, I am the Hebrew Widow, the Hebrew Rose of Jericho, coming at you with some magical news. Shalom, all my Starseed United and allies of the Starseed United. Peace, love, and blessings of love and light to you. I have some good news. There was a series of events that happened on my journey back home from my vacation, and I just wanted to have a little story time to tell y'all what happened. Yes, it was very magical, and it was a sign of things to come. The whole trip, really. But I'm going to start with my journey back home. Okay, upon my return home, there was a series of events that were signs for us, the Starseed children, that the Most High wants me to share with you. Yeah, my whole travel time from LAX to New York was like about 24 hours. It should have been like 10 hours, but it ended up being like like 24, somewhere around there in total. So the Most High wants you to know, just be a little bit more patient. The devil has his shenanigans going on in these last moments before he activates the reset. Okay? But in the beginning of things and at the end of this period, we are going to make a grand transition in our station in life. Okay? Okay, so now let me explain to you what happened. This is kind of like a story time. So if you guys don't mind, I'll just free flow through it. If you're new to my station, I talk about a lot of the Most High's magic. And signs are a great part of his magic, okay? Now, you guys know I was on vacation for 2 weeks. And in that vacation, I think I'll talk a little bit about that at the end of this video after I tell you about these series of events on my up on my departure to go back home. Okay, so the first event that happened, the Most High wants us to know the last shall be first. Okay, so this is what happened. Now, I always have a hard time with kiosk. Those little computers sitting out there where you get your boarding pass and then you got to get in the hella long line. It was about 200 people in that line. Yeah, that's where the coach people, the poor people, have to stand in the long lines like that. And then they have a first class line, or you could buy something where a travel pass or something where you could bypass all of the long lines and such and get checked right in. Well, I was at the very end of the poor people's line. I was in the back of the line. And so I approached one of the agents there that was directing people to which line to go to. And I asked him, I said, can you please help me? Because I always have a problem with these kiosks. I don't know what I do wrong with them, but I always have a hard time with them. They don't want to, they never want to work for me. So he said, okay, I'll help you just a moment. So people were coming by and he was directing the traffic. I stood there about 5 minutes waiting and I said, let me go try to work this. Let me go try to do the damn thing. So I went to the kiosk and it did not work for me. It rejected the transaction. And so I went back to him and I said, I really did go over there and try myself, but it still wouldn't work for me. Do you think you'd be able to help me? And so it was another guy passing. He said, would you like to direct the line, or would you like to help this lady because she needs help getting her boarding pass? So the guy said, no, I'll help her. So he said, follow that guy. So the guy took me away from the poor people's line to the first class passenger line, but he didn't take me to the line. He took me in front of the window, in front of the people in the line where somebody, an angel was behind that counter. Yeah. And he told them, when you finish this transaction, I need you to help her get her boarding pass and check in. And so I went from the poor people's line to not just in front of the first class line, but I was taken to a window. Special treatment, honey. The last shall be first and the first shall be last. So now, listen, when I first went on my trip, my baggage fee was only $30, okay? And when he weighed my bag on the way back, I said I wasn't going to do it. But you know what? I'm so tired of just neglecting the things that I want. And, I was like, you know what? I'm going to enjoy my trip. And I'm not going to feel poor. If I want something, I'm going to buy it. Okay? So my luggage ended up being $100. And so when he ran my debit card, it was like, it rejected it. So I was like, what in the heck? Because in my son's car, before I got in the airport, I checked my account and I had the money in my account. But I just found out that it was in my savings, not my checking. So anyway, I just found that out today, okay? I was like, no wonder. So anyway, so I'm like panicking. I'm like, my son has already left. I tell you what, I have some cash. I could give you the cash I have, and then you could take it off of this card. And so he says, I can't split it. I said, what am I going to do? And then he said, just calm down, miss. You're going to be fine. And I said, but my son is gone. So I started getting on my phone, trying to look at my banking, my online banking on my phone in front of his counter. He said, miss, just calm down. I'm going to waive the fee. I was like, what? You hear me? He just waived $100 fee for me. So that was my first experience where the Most High took me from the poor line, the back of the poor line, all the way ahead of all of the people in first class. You hear me? That was a miracle, but that's not where it ended. So my boarding pass had on it seat request. So I hadn't gotten my seat yet. And so I finally make it to the gate, heading for the agent. But I seen people getting out of his seat, and he was just ending an announcement saying, you need to go to the help desk. And so I'm like, well, what the hell? So I rushed up there and I said, look, I have on my boarding pass seat request. Should I go with the people that's going to the help desk or should I wait here? He said, oh, you'll be fine. Just sit down and relax. You'll get a seat. The liar. He lied to me. Instead of telling me, no, go to the help desk, because I didn't hear the whole message. He told me to sit there. So I sat down and I relaxed, and people started getting up. It was fewer and fewer people. And then it was no agent at the desk. So I went over to the other side to charge my phone and eat a little lunch. And when I got back to my gate, it was hardly anybody there and no agent. And I'm like, what the hell? I said, I wonder if I should have went to the help desk like everyone else. So I just said, you know what? I'm going to go to the help desk. And so on my way to the help desk, so that was the first liar. See, that's what I'm talking about with Hashatan and his shenanigans to try to test you to bring your vibration low. So he lied to me. Then I go down the hallway to try to find the help desk, but they didn't have any signs to the help desk because it was so far away. And so I asked at the first kiosk, I said, would you know where the help desk is? He said, yeah, at gate 2. Which was way on the other side of the airport. And I was like, whoa. So I was kind of suspicious that he was giving me the wrong directions too. I think it was my intuition. So I started walking in the direction that he said. But soon as I saw three of our little sisters that assist people with wheelchairs, they were at a gate waiting for an arriving flight. And so I walked up to them, and oh, they were so sweet to me. And oh, before I can ask them anything, they were complimenting me on my hair and my beauty. And they said that they just felt my vibration. They were so sweet. And they told me that the help desk was right down at the other end. Yeah, not where the guy told me to go. So finally, I make it down to the line. Oh my gosh. It was like a whole flight of people in line, and I was the last one again. And let me tell you, after walking down that airport, I had to sit down on a planter because I was so tired. That line did from the time I was at the end of at least 200 people. And I'm sitting there for 40 minutes before the line even began to move. And by the time I made it to the front, I was so very exhausted after 2 hours of standing. And so I finally made it up there, and the lady didn't hardly do anything for my ticket. She kept me on the same flight that had been delayed. That's why everybody had to go to the help desk. And so the flight was delayed. It was supposed to leave at 12:59. It was delayed until about 3 the first time, okay? So she covered my connecting flight. That's all she did. And so I went to the new gate that we were supposed to go to. That was a very long walk again. So I'm sitting there, as I'm sitting there trying to recuperate from all of this, we get another announcement. Right around the time that the plane was supposed to be boarding, they told us it was another delay and another delay after that. And the last delay was at 11 o'clock at night. And then they told us instead of a delay, they said that our flight had been canceled. So that's a correction. It was canceled at that point. So I had waited to take off. My takeoff time was supposed to be 12:59 in the afternoon, and I waited all the way to 11 o'clock at night before they told us the flight was canceled. And guess what? That we had to go back to the help desk. Now, I told y'all I was at the end of the line. So when they said we had to go to the help desk that time, I jumped up, I ran, I was walking fast, I was trying to jog, and I was trying to keep up because I wasn't going to be at the end of that line. And so I made it like I was like halfway through the line of 200 people. That time I wasn't at the very end. But guess what? It took another 2-hour wait because they only had one person helping us. So but I was like aching and I was hurting so bad. And I was just like complaining. And I was like, is anybody going to come to help us? I just thanked the Father for my beautiful son. He was on the phone with me the whole 2 hours. Yeah, he was online with them on my behalf, trying to, make things happen for me so I wouldn't have to stand in that line. And that support right there just helped me to get through it with more patience. Yeah, I needed that little boost, son. Thank you so much. It was actually huge. And by the time I got up to her window, because I had went to the window before just to ask her, is anyone else coming to help? And she said, just go to kiosk 2 or something like that. I guess maybe that's the one that the guy was telling me before, the further one. They have 2. And I saw how far that walk was, and I said, I just have to stay here because I can't make it. So I ended up standing in that hour or 2 more, to that line 2 more hours. And the lady said, when I finally walked up, she said, thank you for your patience. And I wanted to say, what? But all I could say was, lady, I am in so much pain right now. I need a wheelchair. And so she stopped what she was doing and called for them to bring me a wheelchair right away. I guess she could see the pain on my face. So while we're waiting, I said, this is the second time I had to stand in line for 2 hours today. After all of these hours of waiting, and before I could say anything else, she flagged my boarding pass to me like it was already done. She said, I have first class tickets for you on a plane that's about to depart right now. And all I could say was thank you because my wheelchair had arrived. Listen, I felt like Cleopatra on a chariot, honey. Yes, I felt like Cleopatra on a chariot. The Most High, after enduring all of that with patience, you see. Because I know I was vibing so high. I had elevated on that trip. Family curses were broken on that trip. Lifelong curses were broken on that trip. And I was high vibing. And I said, nothing's going to get me down. So in all the waiting, I just entertained myself and rest and relaxed. And, it was just patient and trusted that the Most High had me. I know I'm on his good side. So no matter what happened, I knew that it was going to all turn out all right. Okay, so now they sent me the chariot, which quote unquote is the wheelchair. Guess what? Not only did she give me a first class ticket, but my guy that pushed me all the way, it was like 100 people in line waiting to board the plane, in the tunnel, outside the tunnel. He pushed me all the way to the very front of the airline. And when he gave my boarding pass to the attendant, they said, "Ooh, you got Delta 1." Because my seat was 1D. And I guess that is a very special first class seat. It's like the best first class seat you can get. And so I was like the first to board the plane. Do you hear me? Again, on the cheapest ticket I could find, I ended up after Satan tried all his little tricks and shenanigans. Listen, the Most High put me in the best seat on the plane in first class. Do you hear me? Those that are abased shall be exalted, and those that are exalted shall be abased. The Most High promised it. Let me break it down. So first of all, when I was shopping for a ticket, the cheapest ticket I could find, and I wanted to fly Delta. And so it was $188. Yeah, it was $188. And so now let's look at the price of what a Delta 1 seat cost. Yeah, you see, it was the $188 was a very convenient fare for someone with a low income to do travel, and I appreciated that. Yeah, but during the waiting time, look at what the Most High did. He had Delta Airline to treat me as an elite. Delta went above and beyond to repair what happened on that flight. Do you remember the $100 fee that was waived on my luggage? And then they gave me a $75 credit just because, to say thank you for my patience, and a $30 food voucher. So that was $205 off a $188 ticket. Thank you, Delta. Thank you. Bless you. Okay, so now let me talk about Atlanta because that's where my that's where my connecting flight that was going to take me into New York was from. Okay. So as soon as I was the first one to get off the plane because I was Delta 1, honey. And so when I stepped off the plane, it was a girl, one of my little sisters, waiting for me there. And the same thing. Oh, I feel your vibe. Oh, I feel all this good energy. And she started telling me how beautiful I was and complimenting me on my hair again. And it was just really beautiful. And let me tell you, her name is Shay. Shay, if you're watching, thank you, sweetheart. Listen, she was the best, honey. She was the best. She brightened up a very long and trying, painful day to me. She put a smile on my face because Atlanta Airport is so huge and it's so crowded. I wouldn't have never made it to that gate because my plane was boarding. My connecting flight was boarding when I got off that plane. And we had to go through hallways, we had to go on trains, we had to go on elevators, we turned this way and that way, and she got me to my boarding on time. And she did the same thing. She pushed me all the way to the front. To the front. And I was like, one, of course they do the wheelchairs like that, but again, I didn't have to walk up there. I was taken to the front, advanced to the front again. Do you see what I'm saying? You see how many advances had taken place in these events? Yeah, I had to wait in 2 2-hour lines. The Most High had me to endure that with patience through the pain. Yeah, but even through all of that, I ended up on top. I ended up traveling like one that is elite. Yes, I was in the elite lines. You see? And then Shay, when she got me, she knew my plane was boarding, honey. She was like, please step aside, everyone. Wheelchair, wheelchair. How is everyone? How was your day? And she kept it moving. We went through the corridors. We had to get on a train. We had to get on an elevator. Yeah, and Shay was walking fast. She said sometimes she do 45,000 steps a day and she loved her job. Let me tell you, Delta, y'all are really blessed to have that star seed right there. You're really blessed to have her. She got me to my gate before they even started the boarding. They had just lined like maybe 100 people up. And all the way there, she was just so kind and assertive, and she got me to that point. And she brightened my light and made my day all the way better. Shay, if you're listening, thank you so much, sweetheart. Yeah, you are definitely a star seed. That energy that you gave me just gave me the rest that I needed to get home. Yeah. You brightened my day. You made me laugh. You made me smile. And actually, when you were ducking and dodging around the crowds in the hallway, oh my goodness, it was so much fun. It was so exciting. I felt like I was on a amusement park ride. Bless you, Shay. Yeah, and Delta will be blessed if they give you a promotion. Yeah, you need to be a team leader or a trainer. Yeah, because not everybody there has the same kindness and consideration and assertiveness to get their job done. She got me to that gate on time, y'all. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to cut this story off right now because I could just keep on going. Making a long story short, I was able, by the time I landed, I was able to walk to the baggage claim area. I was able to get my very heavy suitcase off of the turnstile, whatever you call that thing you get the luggage off of. I was able to pull it up off of there myself. I was able to walk about 2 blocks to where the Uber and Lyft cars come to pick you up. Yeah, and I have been just high vibing ever since. So the Most High wanted us to know on our journey back home, He's going to take us out of our present situation, which would be that poor line. Some of us at the back of the poor line. He's going to take us totally out of that status. And He's going to put us in the elite lines. And some of us, He's going to advance to the front of the line. Some of us are not even going to have to wait in the line at all. Yeah, we are the elite. He said that the first shall be last and the last shall be first. And what did He say? I know your poverty, but thou art rich. And we are. And He's putting us in these elite positions. Yeah, I'm going to do a part 2 on this because there was some other signs that happened. on my trip where generational curses were broken. Yeah, it was so wonderful. I did not feel no low vibrational attacks any kind of way. It was high vibing for the whole 17 days I was there. Yeah, so you guys just look for, hey, look, it's going to be some miracles that happen. Now, we know that Hashatan, his little minion, they're going to try to make it hard for us for our transition. Just like what happened to me at the airport. Yeah, they're going to try to misdirect us, try to prolong the process. But at the end of all things, honey, we are going to end up on the top. And who are the elite? The elite are the star seed, the children of the Most High, and Marihala from the seed of Sarah and Abraham, from the tribe of Judah. Yes, we have many blessings in store for us. And it's all coming very shortly. And the Most High just wants us to be patient and maintain our high vibrations. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I certainly enjoyed doing this video for you and sharing my story, of my journey back home. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share all of this good news. Yeah, thank you for your kind support of this station and your gifts of love. May the Most High bless them 100-fold. Abracadabra. Special shout out to Brenda Paris. Thank you so much for your gift of love. May the Most High bless you beyond what you can even imagine or think. Abracadabra. Okay, you guys, your big sister, the Hebrew Widow, the Hebrew Rose of Jericho out. Until the next magical show, Shalom.